您好。
你好，
我叫方雪琴。
欢迎你。他叫杨丽。
你好，我叫方雪琴。
你好，欢迎你。
This phrase is normally used to make greetings at any time in the day. It can be used to greet your acquaintances as well as strangers. And the answer to it is also 你好.
你好。
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 喂，你好。
你好。
您 is actually another form of 你 to show respect. We may use 您 to greet the older people or someone in a higher position than you. That's why Fang Xueqin in our story greeted to Mr. Liu, 您好.
你好。
你好。
Chinese people put their surnames ahead of their given names. And normally, a surname is only one character, while a forename can be both two characters and one character. For example, Fang Xueqin. Fang is the surname, and Xueqin is the given name. Yang Li. Yang is the surname, and Li is the given name. Fang Xueqin, Yang Li.
我叫 is normally used to make self-introductions. When you are using this phrase to make self-introduction, both the surname and the forename are to be included.
我叫汪林。
他叫汪林。我叫纪晓君。他叫汪林。他叫方雪琴。他叫杨丽。
欢迎你 and 欢迎 are the two phrases used to express your welcome to others. Part of learning a language is learning the culture. So we have asked Alan McInnes to help us teach you some of the differences in communication and culture.
I've lived in China now for 10 years, and since I arrived, I've been making a study of Chinese culture and communication with other people and how it differs between China and between the U.S. If you want to express something, how do you say that? And so I hope in these times where I'm here to teach you, that I'll be able to teach you some things that will help you understand Chinese culture, so that when it comes time for you to say something, what you say reflects what you mean, and isn't just a translation from English into Chinese. I've made lots of mistakes in my 10 years here, and of course you will too. It's just something that happens when you learn a language. But if you can learn a little bit more about the culture, perhaps you'll make a little bit fewer mistakes. There are some differences when you meet and greet someone between China and America. For example, in America, you might just say, "Hi, Bob," or "Hi, Joe," And it doesn't matter who the person is, whether they're your boss or whether they're your friend's son. But in China, it's very important for you to think about what to call that person or what title to use for that person. And of course, this being the first lesson, you haven't learned very many titles yet. But when you just consider the phrase 你好, that's an ordinary phrase. 你好, you could use it for your friends or for
Everyone.
just about anybody. But if you have someone older than you, or the head of the company, or someone,
You must add something.
yeah, someone who you respect very much, you say 您好. It shows your respect for that person. In the case of a teacher or someone who you must show your respect to, it's very frequent here for you to add their name. For example, if you bump into a teacher. For example, Wang 老师, she's our teacher. 老师 means teacher. And her surname is Wang. I would usually say 王老师你好 or 您好. And that extra 王老师puts in it the manners, for example, that our please and thank you in America have. You don't say, give me that. You say, give me that, please. That's what brings manners to an American conversation. In China, what brings manners to the conversation is for you to add the person's name and title. For example, 王老师您好. When you get to know a teacher, it can also be a situation where you just say their name. And that's the same as saying, 你好, how are you? For example, if I bumped into Wang 老师, I might just say, oh, 王老师, and not add the 你好. So depending on the circumstances, you might have a different form of saying, how are you? And slowly, as the book goes on, we will teach you all these different forms of addressing people and saying, hi, how are you? In China, it's a bit complicated.